"16 cigarettes, don't know where you're headed now. Working for your bread, trying to make your family proud. 40 in the head, don't know what you're saying now. Falling on your bed, puffing on that ganja cloud. Wake up, darling, on the way up to the sun. Sitting by the trees, roll another one."
This is our drainage system at the moment because we're living in the boatyard. Oh, and it's blocked. Gross.
Happy Saturday morning. The most important jobs I've got to do, obviously whilst the boat's out of the water, is all the stuff to do with the stern gear, propeller, because we're having to replace, since our accident when we left Gampton Boatyard, we believe we've just hit a rock part of the breakwater as we reversed out of the slings. It wasn't actually, we thought it was the bottom of the rudder that was hit, and they lifted us again, and the guys in the yard inspected the hull and they said all they could see was a small scratch on the rudder, and it turns out the big bang we heard wasn't just that, and we've since dived on the boat. I noticed there's a dent in 2 of the blades of the propeller, so yeah, in all that time we've managed to wear out the cutlass bearing because the imbalance in the dented propeller has made the shaft vibrate so much on occasion that it's actually worn the cutlass bearing out. So now I've got a new cutlass bearing to do.
Explain what you're doing then.
I'm checking how straight the rest of the shaft is. Obviously you can see how bent that is at the tip, and I'm just trying to see if that's the only bend in it or whether the impact on the propeller there has bent the shaft somewhere else. I mean, it's already, where I've done it there, is 0.3 of a millimetre out at that point there, but that's, I wouldn't say it's acceptable, but so here there, so 0.
So you've set it up. Those are your calipers.
Yeah, my new vernier calipers, which I got for £7.99 on eBay, which is, and I brought back when I came back for Christmas. And then the little rubber band is just making sure that little spigot there follows. And so that is out by nearly 0.3. But I heard a guy on YouTube say like 0.02 of an inch is too much. So I don't know what that is. I'm going to work it out in a minute, but I'll find out how everything else is.
So you're just doing this all the way up the shaft just to see
how straight the rest of the shaft is.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if it's bent somewhere else, if it's bent here as well, then there's no way I'm going to be able to straighten it. If it's only bent there, then I might stand a chance, or there might be somebody locally who can do that. But otherwise, it's, you know, a new shaft, and I mean, I would think
it's going to be
500
expensive.
€.
Bloody hell.
Because the material alone must be 250 €.
Well, we can't do without it, that's the problem.
No. Well, no. Unfortunately, boats need propellers and propellers need propeller shafts, so...
And when propellers get bent, this is the result.
Yeah, don't go hitting rocks with your propeller, would be my advice.
Well, you live and you learn. Not that we can always avoid those sort of things, but...
Yeah.
So our crate came yesterday. So these are the new batteries then?
Yeah.
Ugh. Each one's 54 kilos. So we're going to have to try and get them up the back here, probably using the mizzen boom.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mission.
What else have you got in here then?
Battery charger. New bulb for the steriliser.
Oh yeah, UV steriliser in the sink.
Manual bilge pump, pumping out things in weird spaces. Polisher.
Yeah.
Engine filters, new navigation light or spare one. Box full of all sorts of little bits, and God knows, I can't remember what's in there.
It's like Christmas all over again.
It is.
Rundown of what the boat ends up like every day whilst we're working in here. So that's our bed, completely turfed over because all the tools are kept underneath it, and then basically just all the lockers out, all the tools everywhere. Ben's working on the batteries, so what's wrong with the new batteries?
Well, the new batteries aren't new, that's the problem, they're second hand.
So they're not holding charge completely?
No, they're supposed to hold 6.41 volts as being, if they that's 100% charged on those batteries. And although I charged them up to beyond that today and it held it there for quite a long time, even now it's only like, what, 3 hours later, one of them's down to 6.3 something, 6.4 something, 6.35.
Everything's been sent to test us today.
It's money that's the problem, really.
Yeah.
After wasting, well, not wasting, these batteries will be alright for a bit, but they're not going to last very long. And they were, how much were they? 400? 400 plus shipping them down here with everything else. Granted, there was a lot of other things on the pallet, but I mean that cost 160 quid plus VAT, 150 quid plus VAT to get everything down here.
Well, this is what it's about sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, don't buy stuff off eBay.
Well, no, just boats. I mean, you know, everything costs so much money, and you try and do it on the cheap, and it doesn't always.
Well, maybe, you know, don't drive your boat into the rocks backwards at speed with the propeller going.
Over the last 2 weeks, you two have produced exactly squat!
Oh. Well, if I can't fix that sewing machine, then I can't finish the seat covers.
Nervia.
Yeah, it's from Lidl's.
What's the moral of the story here?
Don't buy cheap shit.
Yeah.
What have we been doing then?
Heavy.
We've just come on the train over to Bayou from Faro and picked up the propeller shaft, so now we've got to carry it all the way back to the train station. But it's pretty heavy, isn't it?
It is quite heavy, yeah.
But really good. Well, hopefully it's straight. We can't tell at the moment because
He didn't let me look at it on with gauges, so I'm just hoping it's pretty
but
straight.
it was cheaper than we thought.
It looks
60
straight,
euros as well.
It looks straighter than it was.
Yeah. Time will tell when we try and fit it back on the boat. Fit the propeller. See what happens. But yeah, it's called Santosh and Santosh, and they're based in Bayou, up near the Fisherman's Quay. And yeah, they've seemed pretty good so far, as long as everything's straightened out. We've come shopping in the most expensive chandlery ever.
I think we're going to be walking away from the light. Buy a battery charger for €1,200 the one.
Oh yeah, lovely. The anti-fouling's only £230 a tin. We're here for mainly the guard wire, isn't it?
That if they can do it, and it's not going to be, you could buy one of these batteries for £787.
Bargain.
Okay, so 6 meters of cable, 2 terminals, the 2 rings, and of an hour can work. So 68.
Okay.
Just going to pick up a new winch. Maybe not. It's raining. Not very nice out there. Today we're mostly just getting each other's way, aren't we?
Lift pump. Okay.
What's the lift pump?
The lift pump is the little pump that draws the tank, the fuel out of the main tank into the generator fuel tank, so we can't get any fuel for the diesel or the generator.
So not only are the batteries buggered, we can't even use the generator to charge them.
No, more than heating.
God's sake. Anything else needs to break?
These are the batteries I foolishly bought off an eBay seller who was selling them as new condition. It said stringently tested. It didn't say that they were second hand, but they obviously are. They look perfect on the outside. These are L16 AGM 370 amp hour batteries, but last time we ran them I got 10 amp hours out of them before they were stone flat. It's cost us a fortune. It's meaning we can't buy any new batteries, and we're a bit stuffed. I'm going to have to go back to my old batteries which I got saved down in there, which although are completely shot, they're probably 20-30 times better than these. Well, here they are, all the batteries out of the boat. Hard to think that my little Makita battery here, that's a 3 amp hour, that holds about the same capacity at 18 volts as each one of these. That's how shot they are. They're about 3 or 4 amp hour capacity left in them. 2 of them are possibly a bit better, but it doesn't matter when you're running a bank of 4. The weakest battery will crash. So anyway, we're going to leave them here and live to fight another day.
We're going back in the water today, and it is so nice to have this cover off here again. Makes it so much brighter. So we've got all our jobs done, haven't we, Ben? Sort of. We won't mention the batteries. I've got all my seats done, bar putting the buttons on here. So yeah, exciting. I'm hoping nothing's going to go wrong, and I'm hoping we won't take on any water through the stone gland which Ben's replaced. Moment of truth. There are a few bubbles coming out, Ben.
First thing is put the floor up in the back and have a look at this.
Got to burp the stone gland.
Yeah, burp the stone gland and see if it holds on.
God, I do feel quite sick. Well, we did it. We're back in. So far, so good.
We head for collateral then, yeah?
Yeah.
Back streets with the skateboard by my feet and the sunrise.
Back out on the water at last. So nice. Lovely day for it as well. Join us next time as we have more problems with the generator. We lose our anchor. And we finally go out sailing again.
By Molly in a new loving regime with the sun on me, I be floating up the street. No one can come and save me, and I just be